Hi everyone, we are
La
LaChiMoLaLa. All right, so now we're up to behind the scenes in the Soup BTS season 2, episode 2. Wow, it's a mouthful.
Yeah.
And this one was a little shorter, right, than the first one, I think.
Yeah.
But still full of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, they do a lot in here. So the whole or a lot of scenes that they showed us behind the scenes. So the episode starts with Jin and Jimin riding an ATV. I personally have never ridden an ATV before,
Me
so
neither.
I
I'd
mean,
like to. I just
yeah.
haven't had an opportunity.
Yeah, so hi, if you want to hire two girls trying to figure out how to ride an ATV, call us.
Comedy goals.
That would be a total hot mess, that's for sure. So yeah, so Jin and Jimin, they rode the ATV and Jin showing him the ropes and how to do it. And it looked like they had a bunch of fun, like just riding out in the countryside.
Well, I loved how they were riding around, right? And then like Jimin stayed behind to like take some pictures, and Jin got so far away from him that he couldn't see him. And then he stopped and he realized he wasn't there and he got worried. He went into full big brother mode and he was like, and then when Jimin came up after him, he's like, "Are you okay? Did you fall off? Did you hurt yourself?" Like he instantly thought the worst. Like he fell in a ditch, he threw himself off. Like he was concerned, which I thought was really cute.
Yeah, that was super cute. Like Jin goes into that mode. Like even though he's like a total like jokester, like the total comedic, brother. Like when it's like moments like that, you see Big Brother mode like come in like real fast.
Right? Like not to be super K drama, but he's like, I take responsibility for all of these boys.
Yeah, because
They
they're
are under
young.
my wing and I will help them. Call me when they go to jail.
Yeah, seriously, he really does have that mentality.
Yeah, he's so cute. And
Yeah, so
Jamim was like, I just stopped to take a picture. I'm fine. He was like, oh, okay.
yeah. And then they head back and the you could hear like a lot of commotion and stuff like that out there. They're just enjoying the outdoors, right? And
Yeah.
then you have Suga being in the indoors and utilizing my favorite part, the gym.
And you thought he did a pretty good job, right? Like you were impressed with what he was doing. You knew why he was doing it. You like broke it all down for me.
Oh yes. Okay, so I will break it down again, like a little bit more thorough here. So Suga has excellent back squat form. So he back squatted a ton of weight. So
I
unless
loved how they used the little sounds like he was in a video game, like
yeah.
+1, +5, +20, +30.
Yeah, so his goal was to do 5 reps across each board. Across each board. 5 reps across the board, so it was building sets. So sometimes when you work out, like you want to reach like a certain, like, okay, my goal is like 150, then I'll just do like 150. It's across the board for 5 sets or whatnot. But for him, he was doing it a little bit differently. He was um building in weight. So like his first set was let's see,
Just the
he
barbell, right?
yeah, so just a barbell, and which is 45 pounds for men, 35 for women if you guys really want to know, but 45 pounds. And so that was like a warm-up set for him. And so I would think that he warmed up a lot more because they have a limited time to even show the behind the scenes, because he jumped right into 133 pounds, which I do
What?
not recommend, from the barbell to 133 pounds.
Which, let's be real, I'm pretty sure Suga only weighs like 140. Like he's basically like already benching himself or squatting himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the behind the scenes only showed 3 sets, and so 3 sets of 5. And so I am sure, I mean, my trainer, he kind of starts off pretty high too, but unless like you could squat like my trainer, which is like 400 pounds, as his max, then you could do jumps like that. But I'm sure he had maybe like, well, I shouldn't say I'm sure because I don't know what his max back squat is, but that's like if that's his first set, that's pretty impressive. So yeah, so his first set starts off with 133 pounds. And then as he's squatting, he hears everyone like, and it for him, he did a great job of like, re-racking and then like giving himself a break because, squatting 133 pounds is a lot and you're supposed to give yourself some time to like rest in between sets
Oh, I didn't know that.
before,
That's interesting.
yeah, before you burn like your quads and your whole posterior chain, like your glutes and your hammies and stuff like that. So like with larger sets when you squat, like you have to give yourself like a little bit of break, so like maybe 3 minutes or something like that, depending like how you feel. So the higher you get, like the more breaks in between sets that you do. So in Suga's case though, he just stood there and he just like was so happy to see everyone else so happy,
Wow.
like that made him happy. Like he had a
Right.
Papa Bear moment.
And they're just outside, what, like they were playing basketball, they were riding ATVs, they were shooting stuff. He was just like, oh, look at him. He's
Yeah,
so
exactly.
cute.
Yeah. And so then he went back and did another set of 5. And then this time his jump was 177 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah. So, which is, I mean, it's not too bad of a jump. But again, like if you have super strong legs, which he does, because he also dances, um, like very impressive. Like he did 5 like it was nothing. Like even when he held like the barbell with his hands, some people like I hate to say this, I do correct some of my friends because like when they hold the barbell, like they hold it like this, where like the lighter the weight is, like it won't hurt your wrist, like, but over time you keep doing that, and especially when you have a lot of load, you're gonna jack up your wrists. But he didn't do that. He held it like this with the barbell, which is like excellent form. Good job. And so like even like to the wrist, I was like just staring at it, so it's not like I could say anything to him anyways, but I'm just very
But good
impressed.
job.
Yeah, good job, Suga. Yeah. And so then his last set wound up being 199 pounds, or let's round up 200 pounds for a set of
Wow.
5. So, and 5 reps is a lot. You're under tension a lot. So I'm probably guessing that his max is probably like around, I don't know, that's for 5 reps. So maybe like 275, 300 maybe for just 1
Wow.
rep. So he's really strong.
Yeah.
So
And this is to help his shoulder, right? His shoulder injury mostly, or is it just overall health?
well, this is more for your posterior chain. So you're working out your legs so that it could get much stronger. It's
Got
just
you.
it's just when the barbell is loaded on your shoulders, you just want to make sure that there's tension on there and
Hmm.
you're squatting, appropriately, of course,
And I
so
guess he does need to focus on his legs because when he had a shoulder injury, he couldn't do all the rehearsals that they normally do. So he probably feels like he's atrophied a little, maybe, or something.
yeah.
Although I think you're doing great. Good job.
Yeah, great job. Yeah, I think he had like a labrum tear, right? I
Yeah.
think some sort of like labrum, like which I actually have, but I don't need surgery for, so it just gets really achy. So at some point I probably will. But yeah, so yeah, he's just working out his legs, just
Right.
bottom half of his legs.
Impressive sugar workout.
And then we move on to another scene, which is Jin and J-Hope playing tennis.
Oh,
And you would think it would be epic because we see the Bangtan bombs, right? Where
mhm.
there was one of Jin like going back and forth with his trainer, it's like, whoa. So
I think he even said, he's like, I've had like 10 lessons. I'm good now.
yeah. And it looks like it was like, oh wow, at least for me, like the match of the century, because like J-Hope is really great at tennis. I mean, he won like what, bronze or something like that for like back in the day
Yeah.
or something like that. Like he's
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
good
When
at
he was
it.
in school.
Yeah. And so you would think like, oh, this is so Jin's taking lessons and J-Hope is, so good at tennis. And even some interviews, he said like if he wasn't BTS, he would be a professional tennis player,
And Jin calls him out. Jin's like, J-Hope, you and me.
Yeah. And what happens with Jin?
Nothing good. He keeps blaming the heat, but he literally cannot rally at all. And J-Hope's so nice about it. He doesn't even do hard serves. He suggests they switch the court. And then just gets to the point where Jin's just like, can we just do like 2 more points and then we'll be done?
Yeah, exactly.
He was mortified. You could tell he was upset about it, but he was trying to be like, it's fine. I mean, some people are good, some people aren't. Yeah. But he was pissed.
Yeah, like, man.
And J-Hope he was doing stuff where even J-Hope was like, oh, Jin, no, like, better. You know better than that. I think he was just so frustrated. He was like, why won't this work?
Yeah. Yeah. And so, and then they gave up because of the heat. Mm-hmm. And so then they go to another scene, which was V. So V was done pretty much like he's about to put away like that survival stuff, but he was holding on to his air gun. And so what does he do? He shoots it, he shoots it. I mean, we all know he's like a sharpshooter now because he's totally good at that.
Him and Suga, they were both really amazing.
Yeah. And so he winds up shooting like eyeballs at the side of the pool where soup is, like the word soup. And
there's that giant logo and he puts 2 little dots in the O's. And then, and he's so proud of himself. He can't wait 2 seconds. He's like Jimin's walking up the hill. He's like, Jimin, look at eyeballs. Like he literally cannot wait to tell someone what he did.
Exactly. He had his proud moment. And then he's like, what else is there to shoot? And then he looks up and then he sees a drone. And then he was about to like shoot it. And then he's like, just kidding. I'm not
right. He was just like, like, and then he's posing for the drone. And I loved how there's like a little caption under the drone that was like, thank you, don't hurt me.
Yeah. The video editing for Hype is like so amazing. Like,
oh my gosh, they must have so much fun.
Yeah, seriously.
Jealous.
Yeah. And so then once that scene is over, JK, oh man, have you ever had that much fun with a trampoline before?
I don't think so. I loved how, I'm so glad it had like the little net, surrounding net. Yeah, because he totally would have cracked his head open.
Yeah.
But it was so funny how he was going all out doing tricks, backflips, trying to do like a double, triple sow cow or whatever, like ice skating joke. Yeah. And I loved how he's going full force, right? And RM walks by, and just by looking at him, you can tell RM gets tired. He's like, enjoying that? Yeah. And then he just walks by. It was so dad. It was so your dad being like, yeah, you get all that energy out. Yeah. I don't want it at the dinner table. And then when you're done. Like, it was so funny.
He's like, yeah, you have fun in there. Bye.
I was like, all right. It's like, you feel like a kid again? JK is like, yes. And he was panting so hard when he came out. And then I loved how he was like, I thought I was going to put on weight on In the Soop, but I might lose weight. Like, I'm working hard.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And so then, so after we saw him be all breathless, then the guys again, they like in the behind the scenes, they show like a lot of like kitchen stuff, like them cleaning up. And so they wound up cleaning up in the kitchen again. And then this time though, JK was cleaning the dishes and then he was done and his hands were still wet. Instead of using a rag, he used Jin as a rag and started wiping his hands.
And Jin was just like, oh, okay. Again, he's like, yeah, sure, whatever.
He literally does. Yeah, he just does not care. Yeah, so then that wraps up episode 2 of Behind the Scenes. So if you guys like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And we are
LaChiMoLaLa.
And we will see you guys for episode 3 next.
안녕.